Welcome. Greetings to all. Greetings. We all know why we're here, even though there's a few of us. Yesterday as well, for those who were yesterday, you know that, there's just a few. But, this is the way it works, Many are called, only few are chosen, yeah? So they say. So this is how it is, and obviously the information that we receive from here, we can make it applicable for ourselves and for our surroundings as well. So it's for us to be able to take that out and take it out to the people, and serve humanity, so to speak. Just before I call Sister Suzar up here, I'm going to be pouring libation. We all know the process of libation. It's all dealing about the energies and waking up the faculties, the different energy glands within yourself, so helps us connect to the higher forces, higher realms. What the sister's doing is no different from what I am doing. It's just that our ancestors had many ways in which we are connected to, higher forces, so to speak. In different ages, different times. Remember, we've been on this planet for billions and trillions. There's not even a word that can describe the amount of time that we have existed on this planet or in this universe. And we have different cycles, different times, different seasons from which the planet, the cosmos, does go through. And we have to know how to be in tune with those, you understand? And a lot of these, working with the crystals, the generators, which Sister's going to be speaking about, it's all in aid of us to be able to reach, you understand? You have to remember that God, so to speak, is in everything, so it's in the minerals, you understand? It's in the trees, it's in nature, it's in the food, it's in the water, and our ancestors knew how to get in contact with those higher elements and higher forces through using these different, and this is just one of them which I'm going to be doing right now, which is the libation. So, first and foremost, call out Olodumare, the source, the primal source from which we all came. Now I'm going to be calling out on the Orishas. When I do call them out, you know the procedure. Ashe. Ashe is a Yoruba word. It just means power, authority. So it be. Make it, so, like let it be. So shall it be. You understand? So it gives it that the final blow. You understand? And that's what you need. You understand? Okay, so we're going to be calling out. If you have any deities as well that you're close to as well, feel free to also call them out as well. Okay, Ogun, Ashe, Orunmila, Ashe, Obatala, Ashe, Oshun, Ashe, Oya, Ashe, Yemenja, Ashe, Olokun, Ashe, Mercury, Ashe, Rudra, Ashe, Brahma, Ashe, Vishnu, Ashe, Shiva, Ashe, Adonari, Ashe, Ashe Jupiter, Ashe Saturn, Ashe Neptune, Ashe Poseidon, Ashe Pluto, Ashe Mars, Ashe. Come on, you got any more? You call them out. Ashe, Eshu, Ashe. Come on. Ashe, Surah, Ashe. Ashe. Come on, let's go. Ashe, Aset, Ashe, Anubis, Ashe, Happy, Ashe, Ashe. Deities. Okay, let's go. Ashe Happy, Ashe, Ashe Ast, Ashe Asaru, Ashe Situk, Ashe Geb, Ashe Nut, Ashe Tefnut, Ashe Kali, Ashe Nefertim, Ashe. Come on, any more? Ashe Tuhuti, Ashe. Come on, let's go. Ashe Apollo, Ashe Zeus, Ashe Aphrodite, Ashe. Any more? To all deities known and unknown. Ashe. Now we're going to be calling out some ancestors. If you have people who have passed into the ancestral world, famous people, doesn't matter. If they've made that transition, they've made that crossover to the ancestral world, we call them out also as well. Okay. Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Ashe. Noble Drew Ali, Ashe. El-Malik El-Shabazz, known as Malcolm X, Ashe. Dr. Martin Luther King, Ashe. Barry White, Ashe. Luther Vandross, Ashe. Tupac, Ashe. Biggie Smalls, Ashe. Fela Ransom Kuti, Ashe. Stephen Biko, Ashe. Himotep, Ashe. Ashe Ramesses, Ashe. Hashra Mabaka, Ashe. Hamakabaka, Ashe. Queen Nzinga, Ashe. Abafemi Awolowo, Ashe. Efurolu, Ashe. Felicia Joseph, Ashe. Come on.
C3 Manel.
Ashe.
Chief Academic.
Ashe.
Jacob Carruthers.
Ashe. Ashe. Dr. Salih. Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe. Come on. Ashe. The Williams family. Ashe.
Santua.
Ashe. Come on, let's go.
Many of the Maroons.
Ashe. Ashe. Definitely. Come on. Call him out. Ashe. Peter Tosh. Ashe. 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 All the youth that we're losing in the transitions on the streets. Ashe. Khalid Mohammed. Ashe. Okay, come on, let's go. Who else? Harriet Tubman. Ashe. Frederick Douglass. Ashe. 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 The utmost. Ashe. Hatshepsut. Ashe. Come on. Ashe. Oh, definitely. Ashe. Nefertiti. Ashe. Amuntut Ankh. Ashe. Ashe. Okay. Ashe. To all ancestors known and unknown. Call on you. Ashe. That just represents the 4 cardinal points. And as I spray that out, I know it looks interesting. Some of you would use the word primitive, disgusting, you know, call it as you wish. You have to remember that when we're dealing with spirituality, the way, although the physical world which we're in is definitely a direct reflection of the spirit world, but it's just like, you have to remember, like looking in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, you're looking at your reflection, but obviously, based on the reflection, what is left now becomes right, and what is right now becomes left, because you're looking at the other way around. So certain things that we perceive as disgusting and whatever you want to call it, in the spirit world, don't work like that. It's, you know, the norm there. And certain things that's the norm there, over here, you say, oh, well, that's, you understand? So when I spit out the alcohol, it goes into the ethers. Remember, alcohol has a chemical in it, they call it ether. You understand? That's why sometimes when you drink it, you can even feel it, it's burning and stuff like that. That's the ether. You understand? And the ether is, you know, that's the connection with the ancestors when we fell from grace and we started to move towards the plants as a way of contacting the spirit world. These are some of the things that you understand, you heard of them taking the mushrooms or the peyotes and the marijuana. These are all tools and vehicles that can aid us to get to, you know, the spirit world. But just also before I call up Sister, as what she's going to be talking about, we all know that we're here in terms of, you know, energies, frequencies, because like I said, I was saying yesterday, we're in a war. But, you know, everything comes from the mental first. That's first and foremost. We have to know that everything comes from the mind. This universe is mental. It manifests in the physical. And we have to realize as a people of melanin, we're calling the shots. We don't know it, but nothing moves unless we say so. So we have to know and be conscious of our unconscious powers and bring them to the surface, to bring them to the conscious mind in order so that we can use them. Very, very powerful. Power of the mind. You understand? A lot of these elements, these are tools. These are vehicles. If you don't put this inside, it won't work. It's your intent, your desire. You understand that you put into it. Now they act as amplifiers. And they amplify that intent. I was telling brother where we live, just to give you a little story of mind power. There's a industrial estate right behind where we live, and they have parking spaces there. And I parked my car there, my van. And a couple of months ago, I parked my van there. You're not allowed to park there, and they clamped me. So I've gone round to go and remove my van, and there's a clamp on it, and I've called the number. The guy says, oh, well, we've been watching you on the camera, and you park here all the time, and you're going to have to fork out, you know, 300 and something pounds. And I said, well, I ain't got that kind of money. I suggest you come and take your clamp, and I'll drive off, I'll take my vehicle. He said, no, we can't do that. And it's going to be towed at 5 o'clock this evening. So I said, okay. So I came back at 5 o'clock. And the guy's there, and he's saying, look, give us the money and we'll take off your clamp. And I said, no, So, cut a long story short, he's called the tow truck. So the tow trucks come around, two guys jumped out, one big black guy, oh, what's the problem, mate? And I've told him, I said, look, you know, just take away the clamp and let me just drive off, you know. Problem solved. Easy. He said, oh, no. We've been sent to pick up a blue van, this is it, you know, he ain't got no tax, he ain't got the... I said, look, that's not your problem. Take off the, you know, the clamp and let me go about my business. He's gone, no. So they're putting on the clamps to tow it away. And my queen, because our kitchen window faces the back, and she's stuck her head out and she said, what's going on? I said, they want to take away the car. And she's gone, oh, no, they ain't. So she's come down. I'm a person, I'm very diplomatic. I let my queen's the fire one. So she comes down and, hell no, you ain't taking this car. This car ain't moving from here. And, you know, they're putting the ropes on and she's unclamping them as they're putting the arms on. Okay, this is going to be an interesting evening. So the guys call the police. So now you've got the clamping people, the tow, and the police. I explained that story to the police goes, sorry, this car has to go. You're in the wrong here, and the car's got to be towed away. So they've put the clamps on and everything like that, and I've gone, okay, no problem, and I'll just move to one corner, and I'm calling on the ancestors, and my queen is just chanting in the corner, very silently, heavy as lead, heavy as lead. You know, that tow truck could not pick up the car. Whoa. It could not pick it up. And the guy was putting more power on it. And at one point the police guy goes, well, are you giving up? And he goes, I never give up. Because he was so pissed by, you know what I'm saying, by the fact that we've refused that, you know, and he's there putting more power and it would not lift. And she's just chanting heavy as lead. And that's exactly what it was. The car would not move. And the police goes, it looks like you got a result. Move your car. And that was it. And I just said to him, you should have done that. You wasted all your petrol, you wasted all the... I'm the one, you know what I'm trying to say? You're the guys who've missed out. Yeah. You understand? So that's the power of the mind, what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's you know, that intent you put in there, and you'll be amazed of how a lot of some of the symbols that the Queen, Sister Suzar was showing us yesterday, and you know, you show these symbols to certain people and they think, how can that do that? You understand? You see, our ancestors were geniuses. You understand? Because the mind works in symbolic, it speaks a symbolic language. You understand? And certain symbols resonate with certain energies. So that's why you could use some of these symbols that, and Sister's going to be showing you a lot more, by the way, of what you can do with them and how you can energize yourself, energize your surroundings, how you can bounce off frequencies and neutralize negative energies so that you understand? So you can have that peaceful environment. You understand? So, like I said, there's a war going on out there, whether it's through the food, they're killing us all, you know what I'm saying, through the air you breathe, like the sister said yesterday about the chemtrails, the food, the water, everything is a poison. You understand? And they have to do that in order so it kills the mind. Because everything comes back to the mind. That's what it comes back to, the mind. In order to be able to, Malcolm X, the great Malcolm X said, you see, in order to, the only person who frees the slaves is the slave himself, not the slave master. It's you. So you have to be able to take those chains off in here. They can tie you up all you want. If you're free here, that's it. You see? So, without further ado, the sister I'm going to call up, I'm telling you, a wonderful sister. I've had, you know, spent, 3 days now, you know, I picked her up from the airport and she's got a real beautiful energy, you understand? So please hear what the sister has to say. Very, very important information. I've announced her as my Samoan wife. That's what I keep calling her now. Funny thing is, she thinks I'm joking, but you know. When she sees me in the queue on the way back to Samoa, then she's like, I think this brother's serious. I've been stamping your passport, they'll be stamping mine. You understand? So, but she's a wonderful sister, beautiful energy. So please give a warm round welcome for Sister Suzar.
Thank Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share in this play shop. And in this play shop, we're going to learn how to make two nearly magical devices or tools which can and will enrich our lives if we use them. It's extremely important. You must use them in order to get the effects. Now I'm going to move this. Okay. We're going to learn how to make the psychic shield. Can everyone see this? Mm-hmm. And the psychic shield, let me just read this to you. Simple, do-it-yourself shield for fast, easy protection and relief, and I'm going to add manifestation. There's a book called, here it is. If at all possible, please get a copy of the muffin papers. You'll find this described in the muffin papers. This is a blown up page 35 in the muffin papers. Psychic shield for psychic protection against psychic attack. It's also for health and it's for manifestation. Now what it is a plus in the center and it's 6 hexagons in concentric arrangement. And there's this little thing at the bottom. It looks like a circle that's broken at the base and then a smaller circle inside. That's called the key. I'm just going to read from here. Here is something that I think you may find interesting. I didn't want to send it before testing, but the results I got were so amazing I could wait no longer. It is called the Shield, designed by the Severance brothers in Belgium. It is supposed to shield you from negative thought forms, psychic attack, negative vibrations, viruses, and microbes. That's the part that I found interesting. Viruses and microbes. It helps overcome depressions and negative feelings and also balances functions of organs in human bodies. It may also serve as a manifestation tool and energy broadcasting device. Whoever wrote this, they were just being polite. It is a very powerful manifestation tool. That's what kind of makes it magical. It says here, the full potential of it is not yet known. You can use it on its own, and that's called shape energy, or you can give it telepathic commands. All of it is done through a witness. Swab of cotton. I used a piece of tissue placed inside of a small bottle or vial, wetted with saliva, and plugged with a cork. And this person says, I use plastic. In other words, for his witness, he used tissue with his saliva and wrapped it in plastic. The witness is important because just like when you order a product, you have to put an address. So the witness is the address. You know, where is this to be delivered? And then you place it at the center of the shield. You place it at the center of the shield so that it does not extend beyond the first hexagon there. Now, let me just translate that for you. What you do is you get a piece of paper and you write your request, whatever it is you're needing to manifest. Like maybe you need to pay your electric bill, and it's, I don't know, $100, or he needed 350 pounds to.
Is that it?
He had another technique of accomplishing, what needed to be done, and this is another method that one can use. Okay, there's different ways to accomplish basically the same things. So you write down your request, and you can write it as a prayer to Creator. When I make my request, I usually write it as a prayer to Creator, and I use a certain name for God, Goddess. I don't use the name God or the word God because that's not His name. But you can use that, and your intent, it'll go to, I trust, the right deity. So you can write it as a prayer, or you can write it as a command, simply a command to the universe. Let such and such happened, or bring me such and such. And then at the end, you put thank you. It's a good idea to put thank you, because when you give thanks, gratitude connects you to your next blessing. So I always say thank you at the end. So you write your request, thank you at the end, put your witness in there, and I write it as small as I can. I write it because then I tear it out or cut it out, and I fold it up. See, this is the page. This is the actual size of it on the internet. And you can see how tiny that center is. That's why I write it real tiny, and I put it at the center, or you can put it in a vial, a little bottle. Now, if you have lipstick, you know those the lipstick container, you can take the top off, and that serves as a vial. It'll fit nicely right inside, and you can just slip it inside, okay? Otherwise, you can just put it on there. Sometimes I tape it so that it doesn't come loose. Now, which way is north in this room?
That way.
This way? So what you're going to do, now, this is a blown-up version. When you create this, you just don't take this that's already made. You must hand draw this. Let me repeat. You must draw this by hand. You start at the center, and you work your way out. It says here, to use it oriented north-south with the pilot, that's the circle pointing north. Okay, so you start with the plus, then you draw your hexagon, then the next hexagon, then the next one, so you have all of them there, and then you draw that. You have your request, put it at the center so that it does not extend past that. Let me show you. So I make sure I'm clear. Tracing. So you would have this under paper. So you can see through this. And then you just simply trace it. Okay, I'm going to make it big so everybody can see. And then you draw your hexagon. And you draw your next one. And your next one, and so on, until you have it all done. And then at the base, you're going to have this thing. So now you have your paper. When you put it in, it must not go out the lines of the first hexagon. Okay? So pretend we have that situation right here. You're going to turn this baby north and put it somewhere where it will not be disturbed. Maybe, I don't know, I put mine under my bed. It was just me in the house. No one's got it. But anyway, the very first time I used it, I was suffering from a severe viral attack from having breathed chemtrails. This was in Arizona a few years ago. And I'd never experienced anything like that before. And I remember reading that this thing is supposed to protect you against viruses. So, and microbes. So I brought it up. I'd already downloaded it on my computer. So I brought it up, and I very sloppily traced it off my computer from the center out. It was a mess because I was a mess. And then I faced it north, and I'm not even sure if it was all the way north. And I just took some tissue. I just stuck it in my mouth and just went like that because I was just out of it. Well, within moments, I could feel a difference. And then within 5 minutes, I could definitely tell that something was going on. Within 15 minutes, I was completely back to normal. So that really impressed me, and I realized, okay, there's something to this. Some time later, a friend of mine hurt his finger in his car door. He actually jammed his thumb in his car door, and he was worse than I was. And he was in a lot of pain. He had painkillers, but it wasn't really working. So I said, well, let me try this technique. So I just, very sloppily, I just drew one from memory. And I said, okay, which way is north in your apartment? I said, that way, okay, let's face it that way. And then I think I put his toenail in here or fingernail, something. The witness can be your saliva on tissue. The witness could be a piece of toenail or fingernail or a piece of your hair, or it could be, yes, it could be your photograph, it could be your full name on your birth certificate. So I forget which witness that I used, but I used the witness for him. And then I completely forgot that I had put it in his living room. And then he asked me 10 minutes later, he said, what did you do? And I said, oh, I just made one of those little diagrams for you. What happened was, it didn't totally take the pain away, but it softened it. It lessened it considerably and made him extremely sleepy. Okay, so that he could, when you sleep, that's when you're healing, so it could heal it. Okay, then some time later, maybe months later, I needed $400. I did not have $400, so I made a request. Bring me $400. Actually, excuse me, it was $4,000. Bring me $4,000, thank you. And I was skeptical. I didn't think this would do anything, but I just did it just to see what would happen, because I needed it. So I put it under my bed and forgot about it completely. Then 2 months later, when I was giving my house a thorough cleaning, I came across this under my bed with a little note. I said, what is this? Open it up. Oh, what? I did get my $4,000. I actually got more than that. I received a check for a book order, a large book order, and it was well over $4,000. And so since that time, I use this to the hilt. I use it for everything. If I have an interview, I'll put a request, let all proceed well with my interview. Thank you. And I put a witness of myself. I'm about to get on the plane to come here from Samoa to England, and I knew that I had to stop in America because there was taking the next plane. I did not want to go back to America. I don't feel safe in America. And the policemen at the airports, they're like dogs, like watchdogs, ready to snap at you, the least little problem, pull you aside, whatever. I didn't want anything like that. I wanted to all go smoothly. I did not want to be detained. And so I put my request in this and this, the Janessa crystal. I'll talk about this in a moment. What did I say? I said something like, let me arrive safely to London without any problems. No, I didn't say problems. I said, let all go well, let all go smoothly. When you request something, you want to put it in the positive. You don't want to say, let me have no problems. You don't want to do that. You just say, let all go well. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't say something like, don't let me have an accident. You don't say that. Mm-hmm. You say something like, let everything flow beautifully.